So we have the new Hogue Knives Mysto in titanium and Magnacut. The Magnacut's heat treated between 62 and 64 HRC, which I love to see. I prefer 63 plus, so it's right there in that sweet spot. Then we have a solid titanium handle. It just has a little bit of liners right here for the Omega springs. Now it has a titanium deep carry clip that we'll talk about in a second, but the knife overall for titanium and Magnacut, heat treated optimally, $330 or 329, 335, something like that, right around there. It's a few more dollars for the coated blade. I'm not sure if it's DLC or if it's PVD or what, but a little bit more for the coated blade. That is phenomenal to me. I think this is a great price. You know, man, and you know, we see some other production companies doing not even as much for so much more. So shout out to Hogue for keeping this in that price range. They did a really good job. I heard that this is going to be somewhat limited. They are widely available right now. I will link them down in the description, but I'm not sure how long this is going to last. I freaking dig it though. Now, it has a titanium pocket clip that is a deep carry clip and reversible, which I do really like because it's a crossbar lock. However, they used button screws. I don't know why they didn't do flat screws. That's kind of a huge miss to me, but let's check out the lockup. This is just the first impressions, guys. We will be doing a full review with an edge retention test and all that stuff in the future. Oh yeah, rock solid, rock solid. Yes, rock solid, love to see that. Stonewashed blade, love the swedge. This is a little bit more of a robust blade, so it's not like super hard use or anything. It's still plenty slicey. This is gonna be a great geometry for the users that like to really use their knives, you know, like for, you know, kind of, not a multi-tool, but you know, they use their blades for other things than just slicing. Let's say that. This would be a good one because the geometry is slightly robust, you know, but it's still plenty slicey. So if you want to use it as a slicer, it'll still work for that. But the tip is going to hold some strength. You can see the swedge helps bring down or helps make, you know, it nice and pokey, but then it helps stretch out some of the stock thickness out to there, so it holds some stability and is nice and pokey. You know, the edge is, you know, not super thin, but it's, you know, plenty slicey. Sharpening tool and plunge grind, good job on that. Nice and far away. I usually prefer the plunge grind if it's a tapering plunge grind to be farther back, but you can see I have plenty of life to sharpen off of that. Ergonomics, really good. Even with that deep carry clip on a narrow handle, very well done. This has great ergonomics. No flex or anything like that. Solid titanium, so it has a nice robust feel. Like I said, mine is rock solid. Very smooth. Woo. Oh yeah, this thing hasn't even broken in yet. Now, all right, so the thumb studs. Thumb studs are placed really nicely. I like that they are red and they have the red back spacers. That's pretty cool. I kind of wish they would have did a barrel spacer right there with the lanyard tube. Oh man, that would have been badass. Anyways, I do like how they match that. And you can see there's a little bit of grippiness around the thumb studs. So you can slide your thumb straight up like this. Or you can kind of catch it from the side right here, because it is slightly proud, so it's pretty grippy right there. See how it's kind of catching? So you can just launch it right from there. Reverse flick is going to be equally as good. Yeah, reverse flick's good. Crossbar lock, nice and grippy, easy to get to, and it is very smooth. I can tell it's on washers, but it is very smooth already. Omega spring detent could be a little stronger. Okay, so I did hear that these are going to be somewhat limited, even though they are widely available right now and you can buy them. I will link them down in the description. I'm not sure how many they're making or for how long, so I'd say get it while you can. This is a good one. This is really good. I like this. I like this quite a bit. Now, I have not done an edge retention test or anything like that on it yet, but we will be. Maybe we'll do some tougher tests on it as well. TA hardware all the way around. Freaking love to see that. Oh yeah, man, that's so cool. TA hardware all the way around, even on the clip screws. Good job, Hogue. Man, oh man. I just tapped myself in the finger and cut myself. Yeah, guys, I like this. I like this quite a bit. I can't wait to put it through some stuff, put it through its paces. I do like the way they chamfered this titanium, and it's got this scroll work on it that is not sharp at all, but you know, you can feel it. It's definitely got some deep ridges. And it does, you know, add to the effect. It looks pretty damn cool. You can see the liners right there. Very small. They're not very big. The liners stretch out to right there. Very, very badass. Yeah, this is definitely one that I am going to enjoy carrying and using. I love to see Hogue doing USA made knives at this price range with these materials and doing the heat treat right, man. Hell yes. You know, really quick, and then we'll get out of here. Magnacut. I find that Magnacut, when it's done 63 plus, now I'm not only caring about the edge retention. You know, that is one factor. Yes, it has better edge retention, and in my opinion, the difference between 61 and 63 is quite a bit of edge retention, at least from my tests. Now, let's say, you know, besides that, what is the biggest factors to me? The way it takes an edge is better. The types of edges it's able to take is so much better. When I tested and I sharpened some of the softer, you know, 59 to 61 Magnacut, it did not take as good of an edge, nowhere near as good of an edge as 63 plus. I'm talking about the ability for it to take a fine edge and have a ton of bite and hold on to that bite and have, you know, good edge stability just went down massively, and it was very disappointing. You know, it made it to where I couldn't put a super fine edge on it if I wanted to. You know, if you don't want to, maybe that might not be a big deal to you, but if you want the ability, at least, you know, it's way less likely if it's on the softer side. So the crispiness of the edge, the bite that it has, and then the way it holds on to that bite is just so much better when it's higher. So some people would argue that the corrosion resistance isn't as good, but the corrosion resistance is already so high that, you know, I would rather sacrifice, say, a tiny bit of toughness and a tiny bit of corrosion resistance for all those things I mentioned. Its ability to take and hold a fine edge, its ability to have better edge retention, and when a knife has the ability to take a finer edge, you also have easier stropping, easier honing. It hones back much easier. So anyways, so there's many reasons why I think that Magnacut should be done in folding knives 63 plus. It's just, you know, on a folding knife, like if we're talking about a fixed blade, 62 is fine. 61, 62. This is really cool. So the only negative I would say, and it's not really a negative, the detent is actually pretty good. I would say the only thing I would change so far is I would like the detent to just be a tiny bit stronger, maybe a little bit thicker Omega springs, or maybe a little sharper edge that's acting as the detent, because, you know, it's pushing that down. That's what's acting as the detent. So that, and then I do hear the springs a little bit. That might go away. But then the last thing is the button screws. I'd rather see flat. You already inset the clip. Why not put flat screws? Like, that just seems like a huge miss to me. Look at that room. You don't have a lot of room there. It's definitely going to, you know, it definitely has the ability to probably catch. Hopefully it doesn't, though. Like I said, we will be doing full testing on this thing. Here it is next to the Deca, because I know that's what it's going to be compared to the most. Now, mine has aluminum scales. So if you want to get some titanium or aluminum scales, you can check out my link to Original Goat down in the description, 15% discount code. They have all different kinds of scales down there, so you can check out what they have in stock. Now, as far as size goes, the Deca is obviously smaller. You definitely have quite, not a lot, but it's definitely got some more cutting edge, and it's a little bit longer and a little bit narrower. So the handle's a little bit narrow. They're both very comfortable. So I'm not even gonna say one's better than the other. They're just a little tiny bit different. The geometry on the Misto is a little bit thicker, so it's gonna be a little bit more robust. Not a lot, but a little bit. They're still both gonna be plenty slicey and really, really good. What a badass knife, man. I'm super excited about this one. So there you guys go. Work hard, stay tough. Until next time, peace.